Hi, this is Marion Douglas, your life coach, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about a really important subject relative to creating success and wealth and really just a life of your dreams. And that topic is managing the moment, managing your moments. There was a book out, it is currently out by Eckhart Tolle, and that book is called The Power of Now. And in that book, he does a really good job of dealing with this whole idea of what the power of the moment is really about, and how much control you have over that, and what actually is in the moment. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that because the whole future is dependent on how I manage the moment that I'm in. So this being the beginning of the new year, and for a lot of you, you've already done your goals and established what your objectives are for this year. But now there's no need to think about that. Okay, you said where you wanted to go. You defined what you wanted to create. You know where you want to be at the end of this year. For example, I know exactly where I want to be at Christmas of 2010. But whether or not I will be there at Christmas of 2010 has got everything to do with what I'm doing with the moment that I have right now. So if I take every moment and I throw myself into that moment in such a way that the goal that I set for myself turns out in that moment, then at the end of a month, a year, whatever time frame that I'm working in, the tangible, measurable results will manifest themselves because of how I managed the moment that I had. And that moment, one of those moments may have been a year before. So the whole idea is that the present and the future are both tied up in the moment. I don't need to think about either one of them. When I'm in the moment, I get to interact with that moment in such a way that I project into that moment the value that creates the manifestation of the tangible, measurable results that I said that I want. Okay, so let's say, for example, one of those is that I do these tapes almost every day, and I want to have 265 of these by Christmas of this year. Well, once that is established, the whole idea is, today what am I going to do with it? And in the moment, what am I going to do to have that occur? Because in every moment I get to make that decision about whether that tape will manifest or it will not manifest. It depends on how it is I manage the moment. And so I remember as a younger father, I'm still a father, but as a young father, I used to watch my young children when they were 6 and 7 and 8 years old. And one of the amazing things about watching a child is that when they go out and play, and this used to happen a lot. They would go out and play with their friends and so on and so forth. And from time to time, one of those friends they played with every day would do something what I thought was mean-spirited, right? They would kick them or take their toys, or they would do something that in my mind landed as mean-spiritedness. And then the kids would be crying. They'd come back to the house, and I'm standing there and I'm going, well, maybe you shouldn't play with that kid anymore, In that moment, I'm teaching them how to deal with situations that happened in the past. Okay, so the next day, there they are playing with the same kid again, having the time of their lives. And how is it that a child can do that? What's so different about their perspective that they can set aside the moment yesterday that maybe wasn't so pleasant to them, and in the moment that they have, turn it into exactly what it is that they wanted to? And part of that, I think, is because that they don't carry their history with them. They haven't learned how to take their history and bring it into the present. They haven't learned that yet. And as they interact and go along and do what they do with each moment that they have, we as adults are standing there and we're also a participant in the moment. And if that moment looks bad to us for them, then we teach them to interact with that moment again and again and again in the present. So that's how they develop judgment, and they develop hatred, and all kinds of things like that, because we actually teach them to do that. And then they step into the moment and they bring that teaching with them in that moment to create whatever is being created in that moment. And if they're bringing that kind of stuff into the moment, that stuff is not the stuff that wealth and happiness and forgiveness and freedom is built of. But they're going to have many, many moments like that, and it's going to take them somewhere. So the moment is all that matters. In eternity, in my mind, is in the moment. And part of the reason why things work out for me and wealth works out for me is because in every moment I know that I have the entire power and possibility to turn that moment valuable, to enter that moment and create value. Every moment I have like that. Or I can take that moment, and regardless of what the situation is, what the past is, or what the person, who the person is, this could be a person that's done me wrong. But in the moment that I'm interacting with them, none of that matters. What matters is, what am I going to do with this moment right here? Am I going to create the kind of value that I say that I'm about in this moment, regardless of who it is, what they've done, and what the past has been like with them? Or am I going to drag all of that into it, what I hated about them, why they did it, all that kind of stuff, into this moment and create another moment like the one that I said that I hated? So managing the moment is the cornerstone of building wealth in the future. So once I decide this is what I want to create, there's no need to think about that anymore, because in the moment is where all of that is going to be created or destroyed. So this is Marion Douglas. I'm signing off now. My coaching is, be aware of what you are doing with your moments. Be aware of who you are being in your moments, because in those moments you're building your life.